Negative equals a positive? I don't fucking know.
Don't question it.
He stares for a moment off in Anvil's direction with this eerie look. A very tranquil, still, statuesque manner. Silence. Moments pass. Where he's lost in thought. More so than he's been this whole time. Or you can ask Grover when you next meet him. He is quite versed on it.
He is. Stares
Tell
at
him. He thinks for a moment. Tell him Davos told you to ask him.
All right. I will.
In case you need that spelled, very phonetic, but just in case.
I thought so.
And if he gets on your case about the ask, you can tell him about this conversation. He shakes his head, although I don't know what he'll make of it.
Well, I'll just have to find out.
Turns back to the water. So, meanwhile, what nonsense is happening back here? Enough for me to change the music, that's for certain. Back to Zora's domain. Something a bit more whimsical, lackadaisical. I know Arnie and Roma's thing's gonna be a pretty noticeable thing happening in the background. So before we crack into that, does Jin or Falk or Caradoc or Bad? I'm just listening more than half the party at this point. Wanted to wait.
Well, get this game of Go Fish going.
Oh yeah!
Let's go. The only thing left in my head to talk to people would probably be talk to Dahlia. So no, not the moment.
Roger that.
If they're cracking into a game of Go Fish, Caradoc will resume his reading for the moment and dig into those 4 words.
Coward. You know you...
I will tell you, no amount of reading you're doing is going to get you any answers on that. Although
Sure.
Caradoc doesn't necessarily know that.
No.
Badger will go to the tree line and look for something.
What do you look for?
I will type it to you.
Okay.
Oh, sequences.
This is it, guys. Badger's going evil.
That's it.
Always.
Just hit the
He's
butchers
looking
of
for the
now.
nuke.
He's looking for a nuke.
That's what happens when you get all 5. All 5 colors. You make a nuke.
You make an atomic bomb.
The nuke gauntlet.
Then we got all 5 colors, we blew up half a continent. But the continents have been together for the entire time. No. No, it hasn't.
These continents, yes.
Oh, actually, Crash.
Yes.
I guess I already locked it in, but something that Eva said pinged in my head on the topic of there being more to Caradoc's magic, that source of, don't want to call it divinity, but celestial influence, would it be alright to change the reading topic to that?
You could try to research it.
I will attempt it.
Very well. We'll do that roll later then.
Yes.
Alright, now I was just gonna go to Arnie and Roma, but in true comical manner, how much more can we terrorize him with inopportunity? So I'm gonna roll a D100. 33. Yeah, 33 and below is good. 34 and above is bad. Actually, no, we'll make a bit of fair odds. 40 to 60. 40 to 60.
40 60.
Oh,
Still not good.
So close. He's so close. Yet so far, he doesn't have any more luckies left. So, awkward. I would say, I should probably ask, does Dahlia stay over there for the rest of it? Or you come back to it?
She does have a couple more at least one more thing to ask Tal, the thing I messaged you about. So she would bring that up at some point, I think. Or she could do that in the morning. She'll do it in the morning. So no, she'd eventually make her way over after sitting for a while.
Which thing? I'm trying to scan all the messages.
Oh, okay, I'll just put here. Does that summarize it efficiently?
No, he can tell you that immediately.
Okay.
Like, that's the thing about Tal and Anvil, they don't really turn off their job responsibility.
Yeah, like she was curious if they'd seen anything, but
nothing.
Okay.
You are in Zeklia.
Then I think she'd probably just stay out there until.
The most unknown hazard you guys have right now is fire as a shadow, and even that's like not fully unknown.
Yeah. I think for purposes of like including her in bits and things, like I know Garth said Jin wants to talk to Dahlia, so that would be the only thing is she'd, for the sake of allowing Jin to talk to her, she'll probably wander back over at some point, probably closer to bedtime.
For allowing
It doesn't have to be anytime soon.
Tal will come back. Like his ruminations seem to have ceased for the moment, at least. He sits down next to. Francis goes to sit next to his auntie. If Tal's gonna make his way over here and sit, Francis is simultaneously inspired and horrified of being next to Tal.
Whoa, he's so cool. God, is this normal to be intimidated?
Actually, here, what
The intimidating presence.
There you go. Tal sits to the very edge of the loft.
Oh
He takes up as little space as
if
possible.
if there's not decent room on the bench, then she'd sit over here. But now I'm tempted to sit here between the child and
Well, man, it might be
Yeah, buffer.
for the best.
yeah, sees poor
No, poor child.
poor Francis's fear and comes and sits next to him.
So about that inopportunity.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
As
Got a
you
50.
guys return back, let's see what's vibing right now. You got a game of Go Fish going. There's someone reading right now. Roma, you come back to camp, and Arnie's looking a bit skittish. So you're not sure if now's the time.
Yeah.
You're not sure if he's gonna calm down or if he's just gonna get worse. You're not sure. Before you
She's
can,
Probably
just
get
gonna
worse.
grab a pot of food and just like sit crisscross
Yeah, you
applesauce
haven't
and
eaten
just
yet.
wait.
Yeah, that's a good point. You haven't had dinner yet.
Yeah, she's not eating
Fires
yet.
gives you a bowl of chili. Welcome back. Please, he holds out a bowl. Enjoy.
Thank you.
He does a bit of a bow as you take the bowl from him. My apologies for the past 24 hours.
I suppose I will accept the apology from now. I'm going to ask you about that later, by the way. How long has that been going on for?
Ever since we woke up.
From the dreamscape?
Correct.
Oh, that really hit me right out the back, didn't it? So shit.
It was not my intention, but I assure all of you, we have reached in the cord.
Oh, what's the accord? Stop pinching Roma's stuff, I hope.
Roll. I don't know, Fiaz is a pretty honest guy. No roll necessary. He has agreed to pull back on such pranks and things of the sort. We are working towards a common cause. It is a compromise to maintain our working relationship. But I, in compromise as well, did agree to. He rolls his hand. Indulge such mischief every now and again. I will try not to target you out of consideration.
You know what? Next time, she leans in like really. She leans in like quite close. She's like, "Get to fuck next time, yeah," and like winks at him.
I am afraid I cannot pick favorites amongst my kin.
Well, that's just not fair.
Can I insight check him to see if it's like he fully has choice on this?
It's not fair to
It's just
not
part of
pick
it.
favorites.
Yeah.
You guys are keeping this quiet. You guys all hear this.
Yeah.
But yeah, roll insight to see how touched proof he's.
Can I?
It's like, sorry, part of the bit, I can't pick favorites.
Yeah, sure.
Wink.
Sure.
Don't know shit really.
You guys are pretty close. Pretty close to each other's roles.
Yeah.
He is not picking favorites.
Yeah.
Shadow might have some
Wow.
comedic timing that he will agree to work upon, but he himself is not picking any favorites. Nor does he give discussion to his shadow as to who would be the funniest target. The shadow does that decision making on its own accord. It's independent from him. There might be times where he, with his temperance, does tell the shadow, how about we don't do that? They're having a bad day. But will be times where he's just like, yeah, we haven't gotten him in a while. Sure, why not?
Hmm.
So
Uh-huh.
It's a learning situation for both of them. Fiaz learns to let loose a little, and the shadow learns pick the targets better.
Control.
Yeah, control. Yeah. Cool. I think Robo's just like looking at him like, alright, I trust that you would fight my case next time, yes?
I would do so for all of you.
Okay.
But
cool.
still expect that sometimes the cases will not be won.
I'll maybe not fight so hard for certain people in this party, yes?
I would do no such thing. I would give you all the fair chance.
Well, there goes my glee for the evening. Whatever, I'm hungry.
He sits back down next to Arnie. Maybe purposely so for
Yeah.
the poor boy's
Just like
nerves.
sits over here, I guess. Like nowhere else is free. Grabs the bowl, eats.
Aunt Liz does call your guys' attention. I don't suppose you guys have any plans for the rest of the evening, aside from she gestures at Karadok reading and gestures at Ivrita and Fog go fish.
Probably casual conversation, but
Well,
a
fine,
suggestion?
apparently.
Then could I bother you to help me with something?
Jin's already standing up, like, of course.
Sure.
This would be a... She thinks of how to say it in adventurer talk. Multi-pronged operation.
Huh?
Mina turns and looks at you guys like, I don't like where this is going.
Raises an eyebrow.
Yeah.
That is-
like,
that is a very-
See, on such terminology, I don't
Yeah.
trust that.
That is a very experienced phrase.
Not experienced at all. I figured it's something you all are experienced with. I'm looking for, well, your physical assistance in a few things. One would be locating some flowers that I don't have, unfortunately.
Dolly's already looking through her kit now.
That will not take long.
Excellent. And I assume it would not take long either to move some of my furniture. She gestures at the carriage.
Jin, the only strength build, but also really interested in nature. I am
You're not the only
convinced.
thing,
Handle the flowers.
Oh yeah, no, fucking Badger's strong as shit. I forget about that because he's just a
Yeah.
little guy.
And
That's racist.
perhaps the most dangerous and difficult task. Could one or two or however many of you be so kind as to distract Anvil for me? So he doesn't notice all the broken.
Oh my god.
It all clicks.
I would be happy to.
I would say, those of you with a genuine conversation, you go talk to him. He does seem awfully perceptive at detecting distractions.
I do have a question for him.
Excellent. Jen, you would hear some footsteps coming from behind you as Riza's returning back from her where the fuck it is.
These spies is over there. Well, there's only one other option. It was not the option I thought it was.
She quirks an eyebrow. You? Not what you were expecting.
Tonight's a night of many surprises. I was thinking it was, looks over to Pies. Just someone else. It's not important.
The shadow. Fair enough. No, just a different type of shadow. She walks over and sits down next to Karadoc. So, would you all be so kind as to help your auntie with that?
I'm in.
Of course, Aunt Liz.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That'd be known. Aunt Liz isn't like double your guys' age or anything. She's got years on you guys, not decades on you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on which one of you I'm pointing at.
This woman knows how to set up for a wonderful little date.
What? No one said anything about that. We just need to move furniture, get
No.
flowers, and distract Anvil.
Yeah.
So that Anvil doesn't see what's going on.
I'm looking for this type of flower, and she pulls out. Is Karadoc still reading at this point, or is he focused up on this?
No, he'll close his book and said like, no, I can save my reading for later. He's focusing on the conversation.
Okay, then she pulls out a distinctly Eulonian book, but you can tell it's Eulonian by the golden trimming that's on the cover and the side, the spine of the book. So definitely Eulonian. No free roamer thing would ever put such craftsmanship into a fucking book, unless it's a spell book.
Yeah, yeah.
Or a Lord's book, I guess, in fairness, but I digress. I'm looking for one of these. And she opens up pages through it and shows off a sketch illustration of a type of flower. Karadoc, you don't need to roll this. You know immediately what it is. To the rest of you that have nature trained, you can roll to see if you recognize it.
Oh,
Would it have been
nature.
something she would have seen in the dreamscape? Or is that what the rolls to figure out?
We were in Karadoc's hometown.
And I did take clippings.
I'll say you have
From the
advantage.
garden. Yeah.
Okay.
We
Nature?
also have advantage for helping.
Sure.
Alright.
Nice.
Have a good ass roll. Jin?
Yeah?
Jin, I
Jin?
pressed the button, Jin.
It's gonna hit like
Jen,
3 times.
hurry up.
No, only twice. I only clicked it twice. There it goes. Damn, my
Oh,
boy,
take a
you
minute.
stupid son of a bitch. This is
Yo,
your bullshit. You're
Jen.
born for this.
And there's so many plans when you're traversing through Eulonia the first time. Like you didn't get a chance to like chronicleize them. You're moving pretty fast. Dahlia, yeah, you were in the Monsessian garden and are pretty knowledgeable on plants. Karadoc, you grew up around these plants, both a physical capacity as well as a cultural capacity. She is looking for an azalea.
Oh.
Fred opens up the flower chart that we have
Yeah,
in.
I wanna know. I wanna know. What's she going for here?
Karadoc sort of looks at her, gets this look on his face, and just like a okay kind of nod. I see what you're going for.
Let's see.
Pick up what
There
you
are
put
some
down.
other picks that she could have gone for, but it's an interesting that she picked this one.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Well, maybe not Jin, but the other two of you will be aware that azaleas grow, and I quote, in wetland and riparian habitats. Riparian meaning adjacent to rivers, streams, and lakes.
Oh shit.
Well then.
That was 100% by coincidence. I picked the flower, then I researched it, and I'm like, well, shit. This is not going to be a hard roll. It's not going to be a hard roll at all.
Azaleas are interesting because they come in these sort of varieties of colors, but they're always vibrant and sort of light, and they're very pretty.
Very, very pretty. I like the ones that have like some gradient to them. But I digress. So, whoever is going to distract Amber should probably go first.
Dahlia stands up. Looks at Roma. Am I going alone? You gonna be too obvious?
I think I'd probably just give you away.
Alright.
Mina elbows you, folk. Whichever is Mina doing the elbow, it probably hurts a little bit. You be getting along good with Anvil, huh?
But I'm playing a game, and then Irina, I have like one card left.
You're not playing,
Like
you're
you're
losing.
almost done. Come on.
She's like, "Do you have any twos?" Ah, fuck.
She also,
And then you realize she can read your mind.
She also only has one.
But she has like a dozen pairs already. Alright.
And,
Slap his leg, stand up.
all right, time to hit the old dusty trail. And of course, Irina's going with you guys. Of course.
Naturally.
I am not familiar with flowers, I am afraid. I can help in moving the furniture.
I looked to Caradoc. I assume you would probably rather do the plants.
Yes, I'll come help you with flowers. Is there any particular variety you're interested in?
No. Honestly, all you can get would be interesting to behold. It sounds like
It's
you
an
guys will be
interesting
looking for a bouquet. Is it? I must admit, I'm not versed in Eulonian culture. I only have this book to work on. She says with a bit of a mischievous smirk.
Well, it's an apt choice, I think.
As the Eulonian here, I appreciate the confirmation.
Let's go find those flowers, Jin. Are you coming?
Alright.
Is it flowering or is he furnituring?
That's the question. I think they have fires. I assume Badger's probably going to help with the moving stuff, so they got some strength there. I assume Mina's probably also going to help with the moving stuff.
Mina's not helping at all. If you guys you got it, then she's just gonna stay put.
Oh, that's fair.
Well, does Badger want to go move furniture, or does he want to do something else?
Badger will want to go do flowers if given the chance.
You have Ace to help you literally sniff them out, so...
Jen will help with moving
Oh.
furniture then.
Oh, are you looking for the flowers, Badger? I'll come with you then.
I mean, if you want, Roma can attempt it, but like, I don't know how I would like.
You will
It's
need
those
someone that
muscles.
has
Yeah.
the ability to discern. Well, I guess you guys do have a visual reference point to go off of, so I guess it's not that bad. Because those are relatively distinct. Alright, move yourselves to these. I don't know who put this here, but thank you. It's very concise.
Ooh. Oh, I guess I'll help move.
Arnie will help move. Fayez will help move. Mina doesn't help at all.
Horse. Actually,
I mean,
wait.
horse- yeah.
Actually, that would be helpful. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, not moving anything huge. Just a table with some chairs.
Almost just going to give instructions and say what's to go where. Fashionable flair.
Wait,
I guess maybe a
Jin
vase,
says
I
he'll
don't
help move the table, but it's really just to make sure the feng shui is right.
You guys gotta be careful with that vase. That thing's gonna be heavy, man.
know. Yeah, yeah, all right.
And it's fragile. You gotta be careful. Don't break it.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
If they do break it, Jin, you could actually help pretty it up again if you have the right materials. Well,
Oh yes.
you know the practice to pretty it back up at least.
He has a theoretical idea.
You just need some molten gold. I digress though. I think Aunt Liz wouldn't just ditch you guys to help her without doing other stuff. So yeah, she'll go on the flower quest.
And then we have this group of five very strange. I saw that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be nice to now too.
Yeah, this group of 5 very interesting individuals to be left at a fireplace.
What are they gonna talk about? Nothing. Nothing.
Well, I guess what will probably happen is
Silence,
Yeah.
half silence. Yeah, makes sense.
There you go.
Oh, Mina.
Oh, she's been dinged.
So, let's start with. Well, the moving crew. With this many people, I don't think any rolls need to happen. Like if it was one person alone, they're like, okay, do like a roll to see if like you drop it and it like cracks or something. Ha ha ha, funny. But there's like 4 of you and a large sized creature. I'm pretty sure you guys have
Yeah.
that on lock.
If we don't, I would be very concerned.
Yeah, that would be a bit concerning.
Mm-hmm.
No, this place over here is like the furthest away from the fire. So there you go. There's
It also has a romantic backing of a wonderful lake.
I know, right? It's so
Yeah, it's so perfect.
so cute, lol.
We have like candles we can like light there and shit. Like,
yeah. And maybe that's where your Ventorian culture comes into place.
Yeah. Well,
This is the quiet chit chat corner.
Yeah, lol. Also, it's a good thing you guys rolled it. Oh, I say you guys. It's a good thing that Nina rolled an 8 on that D100, by the way.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that this whole time.
Oh yeah.
Here's what it was about. There were 3 tiers. Well, I say 3. I guess the last one's a bit subdivided. I'll start for the worst one. That there are aberrants and aberrations nearby.
Oh god.
And Anvil and Tao would have gone to go deal with them,
Mm.
thus depriving you guys access to them for a good chunk of this. The next worst tier was only like it wasn't so perilous that both of them needed to go, that only one of them needed to go. And then it would have asked you guys which one do you guys want to go deal with it, Anvil or Tao. They're both killers in their own right for something relatively low tier as far as aberrants go. The next tier, and this is the one that's subdivided, is that there is still something, but it gets resolved really fast. Right? So not to the point where they're gone for the entire time, but for a portion of it. The next tier, and the one you guys got, is there's actually just nothing nearby.
There's just nothing there. Nice!
Yeah, so you
Nice!
GG.
That's good. I'm glad.
It is. Mhm.
Yep.
Thank
It
God.
would have been really funny if Anvil and Liz were having their little get together, and then duty calls and he has to take off in the middle of it.
Oh,
Aw, what a shame.
that would have been
It'd
funny.
be so fitting.
It would have been funny for me.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, my dear, I must be a hero. She's like, oh, fine.
It would have been a nice underlining of civilian versus paramilitary. But I digress.
It would have been narratively interesting. That's
It would have been
for sure.
narratively interesting, but alas, you did roll an 8, so good job. As if you can control the die roll on that.
I did so good.
So yeah, furniture crew, you're pretty, again, no rolls need to happen.
Little overkill.
Probably the span of like
Oh yeah.
5 minutes. Honestly, given that Xanthas are pretty plentiful and you guys are sending 4 people, it might also take you guys only 5 minutes to find some Xanthas.
Yeah. That's like Robin's out with all the fucking candles. She's just trying to
You
think
guys
something
are
to
all
do.
set up. Liz is waiting at the table, and we're still talking with.
Yeah.
The distraction crew distract Ava for 10 minutes, but it only takes 5 to get all this shit set up.
Oh, the irony.
Distract him for half an hour.
Let's actually
yeah.
find out how fast the flower crew go. Can Caradoc and Badger both roll me nature checks? You have advantage, and you guys have 1 reroll, courtesy of Aunt Riz.
Aunt Riz with her book.
Hey yo.
Oh my god.
Well, the advantage is the book. Her actively helping you is the.
Ah.
I just want to see how fast.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good for a +0. That's pretty good. Hey, let's
That's
not
still
the one
pretty good,
getting the
honestly.
reroll because that's the lower number. Send it again, Badger. Send it again at advantage.
Right?
Once more with feeling.
So about that
Well-
13 plus 4.
Yeah, it takes you guys. Well, probably Caradoc. Yeah, also Caradoc. It takes you only a couple minutes to find one. You're a bit separated from Badger and Liz and Ace, so you take it upon yourself to find more that have been grown nearby. Badger, you find some as well, just not as many as Caradoc. And when you guys regroup, you guys have a nice, colorful, vibrant bouquet.
As I
Pink
hand it
and
over,
blues and etc. etc.
I look at Aunt Liz here and I say, you know, my father every year gives my mum a bouquet of these, but he also has a bunch of hydrangeas in them because he usually has done something, or he's feeling a bit risky.
She opens her mouth in a bit of amusement. It's like one of those, like, it doesn't show her teeth. Like, she's like sort of like, not biting her lip, but sort of like sucking in. We're like, oh! but still a smile. Not looking at you, looking at the bouquet, but she just like does that. I don't want to overstep for the first date.
No, for the first one, I think this is excellent. It's a nice gesture.
Roll an insight check. She's not protected. She's not even like a level person, so not super hard to read. It is assuaging to her to hear you say that it's a nice gesture. Like, it's good to get some confirmation.
Out of curiosity, please tell me to keep my mouth shut and mind my own business if I'm overstepping, but the azaleas usually come with, shall we say, 3 nuances.
She thinks from it. I know 2 of them.
They can represent affection, love, or familial service.
She blinks at that one. I didn't know that. That was in the book.
Sometimes it
was
affection and love is definitely the most common one.
You're wondering which one specifically I'm going for.
Yes.
She looks at the bouquet assembled. You, Badger, and Ace nearby. I suppose more so affection with a dash of familial service. And we'll see if love enters the equation. He has been looking a bit down as of late. So I'm hoping this will brighten his night.
I think that is the perfect answer. And yeah, the flower matched your intention to a T.
She smiles brightly at that. Well, thank you. I like to think I know my job.
You certainly do.
Can I have some of those?
Certainly. It's only fair. She plucks a few of them. Actually, is there any color in specific you like? We have whites, reds, pinks, a couple of blue.
Can I just get an assortment? And can you teach me how to arrange them?
She quirks an eyebrow at that. Sure.
Thank you.
She plucks a few and sort of teaches you how, in a really layman way, of how to arrange them, making sure that they're all the accommodating heights to sort of heighten each other's vibrancy and stuff like that. Make sure the color gradient isn't weird, like try to follow the colors of the rainbow so it has a nice natural flow to the mind as opposed to this like gaudy back and forth conflicting colors, that sort of stuff. She does tell you also, like, to bind them with the stems. Yeah, if you can, leave them in water so they live a bit longer, that sort of stuff. Not a terribly hard or lengthy lesson. Whether or not it's one you'll internalize for years upon years is a different story, but at least for the time being, it's fresh in your head.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
And of affection, love, and familiar service, what is your intention of them?
You know what? Because you were honest. Love and affection.
Oh my. She thinks for a moment with a mischief, like looks up at the sky in this like sort of faux innocent sort of way. Now, who would you be giving that to in camp right now? Hopefully not Anvil, or else we'll both be caught out.
No, Anvil's all yours. I mean, he's a looker, but he's all yours.
You say that. I don't think any of us have seen what he looks like yet, though. I hope he's a looker, though.
Yeah, I hope so too. For you.
So who?
Okay, since it's just us here right now, Nova might be popping in for a visit.
Really?
She's been temporarily reassigned.
Ah. I won't be surprised
Good for you, Badger.
if I hear that from Anvil. But one thing at a time. Now, let's get back and thank you both. Mark, thank you all for your assistance with this. We found this in very fast time. Maybe in a different time, in a different life, you all would have been excellent assistants in my flower shop.
That would have been fun.
So,
Why don't you head on back without me? I'm gonna look for something else while the others tend to the business.
very well. Don't be in the dark for too long. Oh,
I'll be right
actually,
back.
speaking of being in the dark for too long, can you both roll me perception? Ace gets,
Perception
or not
coming up.
Ace, Badger gets advantage from Ace. Interesting. Interesting. Let me just check something real fast. The dice tell a story, don't they? Let me just post that here.
Oh no.
Lol.
Although I guess she would have advantage, actually. She would have advantage.
Oh, come on. The dice tell the story.
You haven't told me what was one and nothing else!
Oh my god!
This
That was meant
was
to
the
be.
story!
That was meant to be,
Right.
man. Come on.
So,
The
yeah,
dice
Badger holding you
are
hostage.
amazing.
They have chosen.
Badger,
They're
you
chosen.
Badger, you and Liz go back to camp with your nice, pleasantly smelling flowers. Ace demanding a sniff, because he likes the smell of them. Karadok, you're left out here alone, and until you realize you're not out here alone.
All right.
You can see in the distant dark, probably at the edge. Well, I guess going this way is back towards the road. So I guess technically it's safer this direction. But nonetheless, still in the dark. You see Eva's in the midst of doing some sort of training with Nimble acting as I'll call it a mentor or an observer. Sort of every now and again doing some motion that she mimics. Not quite sure exactly what it is being a, Eulonian. It looks like really silent and quick movement in the darkness, but you're not quite sure.
They seem to be focused on their own thing. They're not observing us necessarily.
Well, it depends on how close you get.
Okay, when I spotted them, I mean.
Yeah, then at that point, then they were not paying attention to you guys. In a word, they are doing skulking training.
Okay. I'm looking for a flower, but I guess I will do so going towards them.
Sure. Well, which flower are you looking for?
I'm looking for I'm on the lookout for one of two flowers, either a lily or a nightshade. Don't know if they
Ooh.
would grow here.
Well, lilies definitely aren't going to grow on land. I can tell you that. It's lily pads.
Water lilies. Got it.
Yeah, water lilies. As for nightshade, I actually don't know. Let's find out. Habitat. Throughout its introduced range, climbing nightshade most frequently occurs in riparian areas, wetlands, and deciduous
It is
forests.
meant to be!
Wow.
These flowers I picked for Eulonian, which I guess makes sense. They're like they start as a coastal kingdom, so I guess that makes sense. You could try. Roll me a nature check. This one's just straight though.
Straight nature. Hey, yo?
Not bad. You actually find some nightshade in the direction of Eva and Nimble.
I pick one up. Just a single one.
You pluck one, and then you hear, as you're bent over to grab at it and pick it up, you hear a voice in front of you. Looking for Nightshade.
Ah!
It's Nimble.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes. He can tell that I wasn't actually surprised, but I was startled.
I take it that you saw us.
I did.
He nods. Situational awareness, we'll have to work on that. You hear some... Well, maybe you don't hear some footsteps. You hear Evo's voice. Caradoc, good evening.
Good evening.
He follows your hand, or your gaze to your hand, to the nightshade growing nearby you. Is something happening back at camp? You guys are in a rather floral mood?
Yes, we picked up some azaleas for at least...
Azaleas? For Liz. Ah. She has a bit of a knowing smile. I see. Well, if it would be anyone, it will be her.
It would. I thought this was more your speed. I hand over the flower.
You son of a bitch. Okay. Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, that's bad.
Roll a 3!
I will use magical guidance because
Brother, roll a
3
3!
Magical guidance.
is not fun.
Chill. Net 20.
No, that's persuasion.
Oh my
Hey, that's pretty good.
You
Yeah,
fucker!
oh.
That's pretty good.
This?
Well,
Hey yo!
Just
only
that
nat-
easy.
You only nat 20 Evo.
That's what you're in otherwise.
Yeah, take
Getting
the...
spicier in here.
You present out the nightshade to Eva, and she gets a bit of a... It's a nat 20. She gets a look of surprise, quickly hidden and muted. But you still sort of see the glint in her eyes, as opposed to her general expression. Oh. Thank you. She gingerly holds out her hand and takes it from you, and sort of holds it under, twiddling it, sort of spinning in her fingers. You know you didn't need to.
I know.
She stares at it for several moments before looking up at you, then averting her gaze back to the flower. Thank you. I'll be sure to pay it back.
Not looking for payment. Gift freely given.
She just keeps turning it over, looking, examining it. You know, these are poisonous.
I do.
And you give it to me so candidly?
Yes.
And I assume with your noble heart, you're not telling me to kill myself.
No.
She looks you dead in the eyes. Then what meaning does this have behind it?
He gets a little, caught off guard at the directness of the question.
You very much feel the piercing look that is so typical of Eva, but seems much more forceful now.
On some level, I suppose it speaks to your talent, skill, but out of everybody here, I think the only person so far who's really seen me has been you.
That's because you haven't given the others a due chance.
Beginning to understand that.
The only reason I caught it so quick is she holds it that far back out to you. It's part of my job.
I know. I hope this doesn't mean she's gonna get more homework. I'd say, and I look over at
Nimble.
Sure, Nimble.
He shrugs. There's gotta be room to work with.
I do like a grandiose bow as I back away, not taking the flower.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Very well. She pulls back her arm, stares at it again. I suppose I'll be seeing you back at camp then.
You will.
Alright. Back to it then. She nods. Aye, aye. He looks to you. If you'd be so kind as to quietly take your leave.
I'll go back the way I came.
Roll me stealth.
Retrace my steps.
Are you wearing your heavy armor right now?
I'm not.
Okay, so you have the 17. That's pretty good for, only a +1. That's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
you quietly retrace back your steps. Make me a perception check. 10, average. Fair enough. I forget, do you have guidance? Like, you yourself have guidance? Yeah, so
Yeah.
it'd be 18. You don't hear anything, but you do see the telltale motions of a message being transferred back and forth between her and Nimble. The somatic components of message.
Okay.
But you return back to camp, quietly. Oh, quietly now. Double nat 20s. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting.
I just saw the picture. I like it.
So, meanwhile, a couple of you guys are going to go distract Anvil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Find Anvil, who is in the midst of. He's not patrolling technically the shore itself, but he's following the shoreline. He's patrolling parallel to it, but still on land. He hears you guys approaching, turns and sees you guys. Good evening. It's not wise to be venturing this far away from the light.
It's not, but we know you're out here, so that would make the trek.
My apologies. He puts a hand over his heart. My apologies. If I had realized you had needed me, I would have stayed closer. But you're out here now. And I haven't seen or heard anything out here, so I think we're good for the time being. What can I help you with?
I was talking with Tal earlier, and I think
you should be careful of him. I
raise
don't
an
know.
eyebrow.
I do not know what he is. He's capable, huh? And either one of you guys roll persuasion with advantage, or both of you roll your own persuasions.
Ooh.
Actually, wait, no. Irina can give one of you guys advantage, so I guess one of you can roll with advantage, and one of you can just roll by yourself.
I think we both have -1.
Oh, that's awkward.
So
Yeah, at least have
Lover-
guidance from Irina.
What's what I'm saying? Irina gives an advantage.
Well, guidance, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Against both.